When Christians say God is one, we're not saying He's so one that He ends up being nothing. Some people talk about divine unity as if God must be stripped of all attributes just to stay mathematically neat, a kind of spiritual geometry puzzle. As if the holier God is, the less He's allowed to be. No love, no word, no fellowship, no inner life, because that would somehow complicate Him. Push that idea far enough, and you end up with an infinitely recursive monad. A divine singularity so compressed that nothing personal can exist within Him, a kind of cosmic black hole. But that's not the God of the Bible. Scripture never presents God as a bare point of consciousness. He's not the abstract one of later philosophy. He speaks, He sends, He appears, He relates. He loves, He lives. God is one, but His unity is alive, rich, full, and personal. Not a blank unity, but a unity overflowing with life. And none of this began with Christianity. The idea of a divine Godhead is ancient and thoroughly Jewish. In the Second Temple period, Jewish teachers wrestled with what they called the two powers in heaven. They were trying to understand passages where Yahweh is in heaven and Yahweh appears on earth, where the Son of Man in Daniel receives authority, glory, and honor from the Ancient of Days. Then comes the Council of Nicea. It wasn't a backroom conspiracy, but a gathering of bishops, many of whom were scarred by persecution. They weren't inventing ideas. They were defending what Scripture had already taught and what Christians had already worshipped for generations. The debate centered on a man named Arius, who argued that the Son was created, exalted, yes, but not truly God. The others pushed back, because if the Son is not fully God, then God is not revealed, and the gospel loses its meaning. They didn't gather to ask, should God be three? They gathered to clarify what the Bible had already been saying all along: one God, Father, Son, Spirit. Not three gods, not one person changing masks. One divine being shared by three divine persons. And that brings us to this series. For the next 30 days, we're going to walk through the Bible, one passage a day, and simply ask, in this scripture, God is. By the end, you'll see the pattern, you'll feel the weight, and you'll understand why the early church stood firm. Let's begin at the beginning. Genesis chapters 1 through 3.